Proponents of the Building Bridges initiative are calling on the High Court to read the public's mood and allow Kenyans to have a referendum. Now, the statement issued by the BBI secretariat this evening comes ahead of tomorrow's High Court ruling on whether the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, that's the IEBC, can proceed to plan a referendum or not. Emmanuel with the latest intrigues as the clock ticks on the process of amending the 2010 Constitution.
Habits.
Wednesday evening, the BBI secretariat issued a statement urging the courts to monitor the public mood and pay attention to the voice of the people regarding the BBI process. The secretariat adding that the court should, quote, allow Wanjiko to have a final say on the proposed constitutional amendments by way of referendum. The statement also calling on the IEBC to be ready to conduct free, fair and transparent polls.
If Tanga continues fighting the BBI, they are just flowing a dead horse.
This comes hours before the High Court makes a ruling Thursday as to whether or not IEBC will be allowed to prepare for a referendum on the Constitution of Kenya Amendment Bill 2020. In a ruling delivered by a 5-judge bench, the court had temporarily halted IEBC from making any plans for a referendum, pending hearing and determination of 7 petitions filed challenging the process. All eyes will now be on Justices Joel Ngoge, George Odunga, Jerius Nga, Janet Mulwa and Chacha Mwita. If the bench gives a green light on the process, then the remaining steps might come in quick succession. On the flip side, if the ruling goes the other way, then it will be back to square one for the BBI proponents. This comes as time continues to run out for the supporters of the constitutional changes that are set 1 year before the next general elections.
There are proposed constituencies. There's need to delimit those constituencies. If you asked me, we're actually running out of time because ideally we should have gone to a referendum by June. We can't do it. We cannot even do maybe July. We can't. So effectively what we are saying is that we have about 90 days, which takes us into August.
Section 256 of the Constitution of Kenya spells out the remaining steps before the referendum. After the passage in Parliament, Speakers of the National Assembly and the Senate are jointly set to hand over the certificates of the passage of the bill to President Uhuru Kenyatta. The President will then notify IEBC of the decision by Parliament, which will then organize a referendum within 90 days. However, the Constitution does not specify how long the Speakers and the President have to do their part.
Now it's the delegated power that the President has from the people to say, I have seen your will, I have read it, and I'm now saying that this goes to the next stage, which is now, let IEBC now come back to you.
Emmanuel, KT News, Nairobi.
All right, explaining the next step to the referendum, Emmanuel, we're with Edwin Sifuna in